Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. It's 5:57 a.m. here in Camella Aklan in the Philippines, and I'm getting ready to go on my morning walk. It's Veterans Day right now in the United States. I wanted to greet everyone that served in the United States Armed Forces a happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service to your country. This morning is always fun for me because as soon as I got up this morning, I opened my Facebook, I opened my messages on Messenger and WhatsApp. I immediately see many greetings from my military buddies. My best friend from Hawaii, we actually chatted yesterday already regarding Veterans Day because I'm one day ahead of him. I just love looking on my Facebook. I love seeing the posts from my military friends because they usually post old pictures of our military days when we were young. Just brings back so many good memories for me. I spent 20 years of my life active duty in the United States Air Force. Basically, most of my working life. My first military assignment was at George Air Force Base in Victorville, California. I was 17 years old when I landed at George Air Force Base. It was my first time away from home. And for many of us that live in the dorms, I was assigned in a dormitory and a roommate. My first roommate was Kenny. Kenny and I got along great because we were both from Southern California. So we had that immediate bond. And for over 40 years now, the people that I was assigned with at George Air Force Base, they remain my close friends. We are friends on Facebook. That's why I still have a Facebook account, because that's a way for me to keep in touch with my military friends and family. There is not a week that goes by that I don't chat with my friends from my first assignment in the military, George Air Force Base. My first assignment in the military away from the United States was at Suwon Air Base in Korea. I spent a whole year in Korea. And I still chat with my good friend Travis. He now lives in New Mexico in the United States. Wow, just a beautiful sunrise this morning. This sun is bright. Just a spectacular sunrise this morning. And then when I left Korea, I was stationed at Clark Air Base, Republic of the Philippines. My best assignment in my military career. We actually have a Facebook group that my friend Elizabeth started over a year ago now, of all the people that worked at the 13th Air Force Medical Center, the hospital at Clark Air Base. Even our commander at the Clark Hospital, Colonel Duffy, is part of our group. Our Facebook group is made up of mostly U.S. Air Force personnel that served at the hospital, and also the civilian workers that worked with us. Many of our Filipino co-workers at Clark Air Base. Elizabeth actually was one of the workers at the hospital, and she married a U.S. Air Force military member while he was stationed at Clark. They now live in the United States. My friends Ida and Cheng, I used to work with them at the outpatient records department at the Clark Hospital. They visited me here in Aklan province, and we hanged out in Boracay. I took them on a tour of Aklan province. We just had a great time because we were reminiscing of our days when we all worked together at Clark Hospital. And I know when I finish my morning walk, I'm gonna continue answering messages from people that I served in the military with. My friends in San Antonio, Texas. I was stationed at Brooks Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. During my assignment in San Antonio, there were 4 Air Force bases in San Antonio, Texas at the time. Brooks Air Force Base, Kelly Air Force Base, Randolph Air Force Base, and Lackland Air Force Base. Lackland Air Force Base is basic military training for all the enlisted members. Every enlisted member in the United States Air Force has to go through Lackland Air Force Base. There is also an Army base in San Antonio during my time there, Fort Sam Houston. San Antonio, Texas is just a military city. I loved my time in San Antonio because everywhere you went in San Antonio, they gave you a military discount. Most of the restaurants had military discounts. And you just felt so welcome in San Antonio, Texas, if you're in the military. Because anywhere you go in San Antonio, Texas during my time there, you see people in their military uniform. My last assignment in the military was at Misawa Air Base in Japan. I can still remember my retirement ceremony at Misawa Air Base, Japan in November of 2003. I can't believe it's now been 21 years since my retirement from the military. Misawa Air Base is where I met my best friend. He now lives in Hawaii. He retired in Hawaii after serving 20 years in the military. When I met him at Misawa Air Base in 2000, he was transitioning from the United States Army into the United States Air Force. He was a captain in the United States Army, and when he transitioned to the Air Force, they made him a lieutenant. We became really good friends because we worked in the same office, just the two of us, for nearly 3 years. We worked in the medical readiness office. This is the entrance to Camella Aklan, our community here. And there's always tricycles parked here outside of our community now. And they're basically waiting for passengers in our community because we have a lot of residents now at Camella Aklan. So they hang out here to catch passengers, to take people to Kalibo. And that construction they're doing right there, right outside Camella Aklan, it's looking more like a 7-Eleven. We are really excited when this place opens because we don't have anything like this near our area. Mostly we have this fruit stand right here, and then we have two sari-sari stores right there. So having a 7-Eleven, I know Liana is excited. My best friend always just thanked me for teaching him and guiding him to the ways of the Air Force. Misawa was my last assignment. I was already a master sergeant in the United States Air Force. I knew that I was retiring at Misawa Air Base, Japan when I got stationed there. And my best friend coming into Misawa, being the lieutenant that he was the lowest ranking officer in our hospital. He always tells me to this day how much he appreciated it that I taught him the ways of the Air Force. I know my veteran friends in the United States, they enjoyed getting all those free meals. I remember my favorite when I was in the United States was the breakfast at Denny's. That was my go-to free meal during Veterans Day. After I drop off Liana in school this morning, I think I'm gonna go get breakfast at McDonald's. That's gonna be my Veterans Day meal. Here in the Philippines, there's a lot of activities for veterans here. Like if you live in the Angeles City area, if you live in the Olongapo City area, and I know my friend Dio, he's part of the Retired Activities Office in Cavite. They're having events in Cavite and also in Manila because those areas have a large concentration of U.S. military veterans. There's a VA clinic in Manila, so they like to stay close to the VA clinic in Manila. The VA clinic in Manila, they treat veterans, U.S. military veterans that have service-connected disabilities. When I meet U.S. military veterans here in the Philippines, I just immediately bond with them because we can tease each other, give each other a hard time, and get a good laugh out of it. I would like to thank the men and women that currently serve in the armed forces of the United States. Thank you for your service, and may God bless America. Thank you for your continued support of our channel. Basil, Liana, and I, we truly appreciate your support. Take care, everyone.